3v3 Calderis Refinery blue team. SWAT858 plays a warp spider Exarch teleporting commander, fights range by default, very good at harassing and capping early on with lots of nasty crowd control and such late game. Alongside Naglfar as a Techmarine, nice range damage, can also repair and put down turrets. Gote rounds out blue team as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, fights melee by default, lots of spells but is very energy intensive. Red team, we have Sam as a force commander, offensive melee, pretty versatile and can buff infantry. Mina plays a Lord General, this is Deathclaw of Krieg, lots of defense and support, fights range, has a retinue to help him out. And Patbadger rounds out red team, in a bit of trouble here against Banshees, as a Plague Champion starts off range, can be fearsome in melee, can also repair and heal and do some nasty AoE damage, but he's not the quickest getting around, and completely forced off there by the Eldar player. 500 496 Guardian's Cap. Center a shooting match between the Techmarine and the Lord General, and the Techmarine has cover and is going to take out a retinue member here. There goes the Stormtrooper, they can be reinforced at any time. Meanwhile, east side, Heretics run the hell away. Sam being quite aggressive here, going to turn and engage these CSM, and good grief, triple scouts from Naglfar. Get a feeling we're going to see triple snipers, maybe even quadruple snipers. Center is red, double guardians for Mina, trying to take cover, quite difficult for large squads to take cover effectively though. Nurgle worship here from Patbadger, boosting the health regeneration of infantry units. Double CSM gives them a solid base in tier 1, and they're trying to shoot up this warp spider who's in heavy cover there. Patbadger moving to the center perhaps. Mina leading his guardsmen to the south, well in enemy territory here. What are they doing? Getting pincered by Gote and Naglfar, and he retreats. Was lucky not to lose more there. Scouts already, one has a sniper rifle and the other is getting a sniper rifle. We're going to see some crazy bleed potential from Naglfar. Heretics catching guardsmen in retreat, and they just about got away. Sentinel saves them, which is what it's there for, and just about gets away itself. Heretics now caught in retreat by Sam. Scouts forcing melee even. 440 496 and double loyalist tactical marines for Sam. Heavy ranged infantry, durable and versatile. Here comes Patbadger now hitting mid with Nurgle worship and double Chaos Space Marines. So he's putting out some pretty nice range damage, but he's up against a lot here, especially if those scouts can get in a safe position, turn and engage. And here we go, taking out CSM models, and Patbadger might need to back off. Warp Spider also hitting him from the flank. 421 496. Double shurikens from SWAT. Force Commander, no power sword. They never ever get the power sword these days. Using his bolt pistol, trying to get into range of these triple sniper scouts. One squad down to just a single model, but they do get away, and a fourth scout squad on the way for Naglfar. 405 496. Here comes Mina again. Triple guardsman and a sentinel now. If you can load those guys up with plasmas in tier 2, that's going to be pretty nasty. Gote has the sword of flame, you just saw doom bolts there. Mina has the stabilizers. Nice support war gear. And that's it, no more war gear for, oh, we do have the Iron Halo on Sam. And there it is, gives the Force Commander a shield. Makes him a lot more tanky and annoying in tier 1. Eternal War on these double CSM for Gote. Here come Heretics. And Force Commander's in a bit of trouble here. Shield is gone and needs to get away. Good pressure though on Gote's base. Whoa! Stopped in the middle of retreating in Ghost Town. Very odd. Not sure what he was thinking about. Mina pushing against Patbadger's base. Plague Champion, usually very, very bad news for Imperial Guard, especially when he gets to tier 2. The Plague Champion is down though. 353, 496. Quadruple sniper scouts for Naglfar. Red team needs some vehicles and blue team need to be ready for that. Force Commander puts up his shield, trying to get into range of these scouts, trying to disrupt them and get them hell out of there, but he's suppressed by heretics and scouts all turn around and shoot. 341, 496. Doom bolts go into that guardsman squad, but he needs to retreat before he can shoot another bunch in. Guardsman doing a pretty nice job on those scouts. Might take out a squad. Moving off, all going infiltrating as well. A lot of resources spent on these scouts. 341, 477 and full retreat from Mina. Gets away. No, does not get away without a squad loss. In fact, down to a single guardsman squad now. Very, very bad engagement for Mina. Walks by the Exarch decaps. Shuriken cannon set up behind an energy shield, and another one set up facing Patbadger's base, which is pretty nasty. Blood Crusher on the way for Patbadger. Lost a Chaos Space Marine squad. Wow, missed that. Probably down to these snipers. Noise Marines on the field for Gote, and Naglfar has 5 sniper squads now. That's ridiculous. I mean, 4 is viable as crazy infantry bleed, but 5 is just too much, I think. Noise Marines upgrading to the Blastmaster, turning them into an artillery unit for Gote. Also has some very dangerous bloodletters on the field. Demon infantry, good versus all targets. Red team struggling here. Razorback on the field. Mina getting some more guardsman squads. Back up to 3, and the sniper rifle on the Lord General. Blastmaster, what is it shooting at? Not sure. Here comes a Razorback. Sam doing the right thing and getting a vehicle out as soon as possible against these snipers. But bloodletters are dangerous against this thing. Backs off. Razorback lost a bit of health there. All the snipers set up for a shot. And here is fire on my target, boosting the range of these guardsmen. Look at the range that lasguns have now. 341, 365, it's a 2-to-1 for blue. Techmarine forced off. Bloodletters back off under G.H.G worship though. Blastmaster resets up. Doombolt scares them off though. Very nicely set up there. Map almost completely blue. Red struggling. Sam gets a scout squad of his own. Must be inside the Razorback. Bright Lance on the field. Ouch for SWAT, and Patbadger struggling. Has some CSM. Getting mark of G.H.G. 341, 345. And Patbadger is base locked. Plague Champion, nothing he can do. Razorback doing a pretty decent job for red team, pushing blue team back. Nothing those snipers can do against it. In fact, the only thing they can do against it is this Bright Lance and these bloodletters, perhaps the Banshees if they can get into range. They are upgraded, but they're all the way on the other side of the map. And reds are using this thing to push. Out, sniper scouts taking out CSM models like crazy. Dark flames on those guardsmen too. This is nasty for red team. Look at the damage these guardsmen are taking. That was ridiculous. Look at how many models they're losing. They could reinforce around the Razorback, of course, which might have kept them alive there. Bloodletters chasing the Razorback. Rear armor hits would be very, very nasty. A melee heavy unit, so they are effective versus vehicles. 341, 306. Wraith Guard on the field for SWAT. SWAT stacking up with a hell of a lot of squads. Blastmaster getting shots off out of Patbadger's base. Noise Marines turned into this artillery unit. Blues are taking mid and they're going to have a triple here. Red team very much on the back foot. Manticore on the way for Mina. Ouch. And these scout snipers venturing very close to base and taking stuff out. Here is a creeping barrage. Looks like it's going to miss them though. Did force them off. One good Manticore strike on those guys could be a game changer. Guardians with their Warlock leader. And here come Wraith Guard. Kind of a short range artillery unit for Eldar. Very, very high damage potential against all targets. But vulnerable to melee, and Patbadger is in all sorts of trouble here. Here come the triple guardsmen to the centre. Doom bolts go in. Nicely done as well. Lord General needs to be careful. Ouch, and goes down. Marco Zinch with their Inferno bolts. Death Dread on the field for Sam. This could be a game changer with the assault cannon upgrade. Banshee's knocked back. Patbadger still in all sorts of trouble. 341-177. And even more sniper scouts from Naglfar. 6 squads. Well, they don't have the sniper rifle yet, but I'm sure they will. And it's pretty ridiculous. 341-166. Manticore is taking a strike on the Eldar. Storm Eagle, the ability is called, and that was nasty. Needs to tie up these Wraith Guard. And they are forced off, and good work by Mina. Helps Patbadger force off these Eldar. Banshee still sticking around, no they're not. Tactical Marines capping mid, and Reds are going to have a 2-to-1 here. Dreadnought assault cannon disintegrating those heretics, but here comes Bloodletters. Lose a model though, and I don't think they're going to be able to stand up against this Dreadnought. Dreadnought does move away, should have stayed there and engaged. Here come Guardsmen, and Razorback survives. Bloodletters lost 2 models and took out nothing. Here comes the army of Sniper Scouts. Are they going to finish off those Tactical Marines? No, they get away. We need that sweeping barrage assault cannon thing. I forget what it's called, but a nice one of those landing on the scouts would be nasty. Drop pod was called down to reinforce them, looks like, and a 2-to-1 for red. Double Wraith Guard for SWAT. Patbadger will need to be careful. Should get a melee weapon for his Plague Champion, I think. That's no war gear at all. Meanwhile, on the southeast, Chaos Sorcerer goes down, does he? No, gets away. Scouts are still here. Ouch, taking out Guardsmen. Melter gun on this Techmarine, making short work of that Dreadnought as well, but he gets away. Also has Orbs of the Omnissiah. Power Fisted Force Commander now moving in. Artificer. Can Reds pull this off after a terrible start against all those snipers? The snipers now not looking so tough with that Dreadnought stomping around. Where is the sweeping barrage? I've not seen it yet. There we see it, but it misses everything. Chaos Sorcerer using the demonic shield, which you very rarely see. Very rarely see this war gear purchased. Warpsider Exarch forced off the middle, but did decap 266156. Chaos Space Marines being very passive. Bloodletters, for some reason blue team are not getting anti-vehicle. You need some Plague Marines or something, or SWAT needs to come and help against these vehicles. He's too preoccupied with making Patbadger's life a misery. He's not helping his team out. Autark in the retreat path of the CSM. Oh my goodness. Patbadger in all sorts of trouble. Now has a great unclean one on the way. 260, 156. And is this plasma guns at all three guardsmen? It is. Doom bolts goes in. Blue team are stuck in the southeast, cannot push past this dreadnought. What are they doing? Get some anti-vehicle. They have the melter gun and the orcs, and that is it. And the Techmarine cannot withstand the barrage to get close enough to use that thing. Dark Flames again. Mina doing a decent job spreading out his guardsmen. And scouts run. Autark now coming mid. Chaos Sorcerer goes down. Autark gets shot to bits. And still SWAT is pushing against Patbadger's base. Takes out the base turret, in fact. 222, 156, a 2-1 for red now. Hit is the great unclean one though. And Nurgle is pissed. Super unit for Chaos. Hugely tough in melee. Nasty abilities, and SWAT runs for it. Patbadger could do with some heretic support now for that guy. Creeping barrage on the scouts, who have not done much for a while with this Razorback support, and now Sam has Terminators on the field. These are the range variety, Power Fists and Storm Bolters. 198, 156. Blue are floundering now, though they have decapped red to natural thanks to heretics, but they are forced off and should be able to retake red team. Power Fist gets a nice hit on the aspiring champion. Here come the army of scouts. Red team even stole this gen farm. CSM run away. Scout snipers getting shots off on the force commander who retreats. And here come guardsmen. Banshees moving in though, suppressing them with war shout, and here comes double Wraith Guard, which is dangerous. There's an Autark. Ouch, again a devastating landing. Here comes Patbadger though. Nurgle worship, great unclean one. Techmarine levels by reviving the Chaos Sorcerer. Level 5 now. 187, 156, crazy ending. Can red team hang on? 187, 156. Manticore strike forces off Wraith Guard. Oh no, Razorback went down. Dreadnought taking shots from these Marco Zinch bolters. Terminator's taken out. And the snipers run after that. Patbadger all alone needs to hold the middle. Dreadnought still stomping around but needs to back off. Havoc for Gote. Another Razorback for Sam. Plague Marines for Patbadger. Great and Clean waddling in. And he's going to take a lot of damage from these Marco bolts. Super heavy infantry, this guy. And backs the hell off. Manticore strike hits allied heretics, and the Plague Champion now angry with the Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence and Icon of Nurgle. He is kitted out to crack some heads. Sniper scouts flee from the Great Unclean One, who might chase them into base here. Doing a good job spreading them out. His vomit will miss, yes. And look at the damage the Great Unclean One's taking from the snipers, down to half health. Huge engagement in the middle. Those triple guardsmen doing a very good job from Mina and take out the warp spider. Exarch force kind of now in melee with banshees and wraith guard. Great and clean one fleeing. Is he going to go down? Come on, big fella, run! There's his cloud of flies, but it's going to go down. No. 141, 156, so close. Dark flames again. That's like the fourth of one I've seen. Great and clean one is still busy dying. There he goes. Double Razorbacks from Sam. And red team can retake the middle. A crazy back and forth game. Here come all those scouts who are all level 3 and level 2, or a couple of level 1. 137, 156. CSM versus CSM. Manticore strike. Reds don't want to overextend here. Need to repair this dreadnought first and foremost, and guardsmen are doing that. Techmarine is down. Razorbacks chasing the scouts into base, and we might see Imperial Abyss on this base here. Sam asking Patbadger if he had his nuke, and here it is, and that is devastating to those scouts. He did manage to move them away to avoid most of it, but the chains still dragging them in. Some of them being cooled down here too. Drop pod to try and reinforce these guys, and he dealt with it reasonably well, really. Could have been much more devastating than it was. Manticore pushed up quite far. 67, 156. Baneblade on the way for Mina, and Avatar of Cain on the field for SWAT super unit for Eldar. Hugely powerful in melee. Also supports nearby infantry with a buff, a constant buff. Another dreadnought on the way for Sam. Here is that demonic shield. Good to see it in action. And it did a pretty good job shielding those CSM. Here come the army of scouts. Avatar goes straight after the dreadnought. But those triple plasma guardsmen are going to be dangerous with the super heavy infantry guy. Power Fist Force Commander also going after him. Does Fleshover still work on the Avatar? I don't think it does. Ouch, Waning Doom was pretty nasty there. Force Commander might run and does. Avatar does not go after the Razorback, backs off down to half health, needs a bit of support. Baneblade on the way, 40, 156. And blues are taking mid for a 2-1. Can red team come back and take this? Double dreadnoughts for Sam. Dark Age of Technology for this guy. Still in its default melee state, allowing it to inspire nearby allies when it kills something in melee. Here is the 2-1 for blue. What are they doing now? Naglfar shooting a crap out of stuff with his snipers. Lost one squad, but that is it. Has reserved them very well, in fact. Razorback taking Wraith Guard hits. Needs to move. Sam loses a dreadnought there to Plague Marines and that Blastmaster. And blues are starting to creep to the centre and consolidate their forces. Baneblade on the field though, super unit for Imperial Guard. Huge super heavy tank bristling with guns, vulnerable to strong melee units, of which there is only Avatar really, and I suppose Banshees. Manticore strike forces off the Chaos forces there. Double Wraith Guard, need to be careful. Suppress, ouch, those guardsmen. Nothing forcing melee on them. The dreadnought should force melee on them. Chaos Sorcerer convinced to leave Red's natural VP alone. Here comes the Avatar. Took a while to heal up. This is going to be very, very, very nasty. Mina just retreats out of there and still takes tons of damage. Baneblade needs support now. This is very, very pivotal moment. Can he keep this Baneblade alive? Avatar moving in, gets the Demolishing Cannon to the face, but keeps coming. Sacrificial Circle, spawning Bloodletters. Good idea by Gote. 32-106. A single for red. Wraithguard trying to take out a Dreadnought. And now it's a single for blue. Baneblade survives but needs support because blue are back in the middle big time. Where are all the scouts? They are making a nuisance of themselves on the west. Patbadger has another great and clean one on the field though. And blue have a triple 2981. Something being called down. It's Terminators from Sam, his second squad of them. First one went down to sniper fire. Again going for a range squad since snipers would be even more dangerous versus assault Terminators. Great unclear one going after the Avatar. Wailing Doom on the Plague Marines. They'll be able to tough it out though. Get right back up and start stinking again. 2941 is a single for blue. Reds are taking blue's natural and they have their natural. Orbital bombardment on the Terminator squad. And that's all three beams on their face. And Plague Marines decide to run into it. Terminators survive. Techmarine also survives. Terminators teleport out. They did decap but did not finish the cap. Great and Clean one doing good. Pushing the action on this west side, trying to distract the blue team from the mid. They still have Wraithguard here though, and the Blastmaster and a Marco Zinch Havoc too. Gote gets away. Ouch. Mark of Corn Chaos Dreadnought is no joke, and it's blood raged and getting rear armor hits on this Baneblade. Look at the damage it's doing. Dark Flames again on these guardsmen, one of their worst nightmares. That and Noxious Cloud. I have not seen a single Noxious Cloud. I suppose he saved it up for that nuke. And Gote is looking very thin, only has this Chaos Dreadnought in fact. Lost that Havoc, did it? Eldritch Storm on blue's natural from SWAT, trying to defend it. Terminators, there are two left. 2234. Wailing Doom on the Dreadnought's face. This guy's level 2, has Dark Age of technology now. Double Wraithguard, making short work of these Plague Marines who need to run, and he just about get out of there. One more volley would have finished those guys off. But red team have it. VP counter goes down, 34 VPs remaining. And what an epic match. Snipers were all but gone by the end. So dangerous early game, but Reds kept their composure, came back with vehicles which blue team took forever to try and counter, which was the turning point in the match I think. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.